Welcome in, everybody. I'm GpaSilverMane, and this is essentially just carry on from my new series, Breaking the Will in Marvel Strike Force, on my main account here. Again, I'm over 10 million. Been playing for about 2 years, spending lots of money. I've since quit spending until I do some fixing of the arena, especially. That's the main thing I want fixed is arena. Get the cheaters out, and I'd happily spend again. There's some great offers out there too. That Kestrel for $5. All that gold that they're selling right now is wonderful. Multiple orbs for like $10. Just phenomenal offers I'd love to grab. All right, so what I did here though is I went through and I set up all the teams. I started all my favorite characters in the Marvel universe that are in this game currently, and I built teams out of them. How I'm going to use them, and that way I can start to focus on one team at a time and start building them up and go down the list. And I want to kind of share that with everybody to see if I'm going to be able to beat content. My goal is by the end of 2022. If we come to a hard yes or no before then, I'll make decisions at that point. But I want to see if it's possible. I don't want to climb on the wheel no more. You know what I mean? I don't want to follow that. I want to be able to build the characters I love and roll with it. So that was some good Ultimus Orbs. I just want to pull these real quick before I do this. Silver Surfer, okay. Interesting. Ultimus is one of the characters too, so that's going to be fun. I want to see what he's like, man. I've never got to enjoy him. I want to enjoy him. Alright, so let's go ahead and dive in here. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe and hit the like button if you like the content. Also, comment down below. All that stuff's completely free to do, and I love to hear your thoughts and opinions as well, your feedback. Rasta. So I went through and I hearted everybody that's my favorites here. Essentially. Now, Icarus is one that I'm probably not going to be building anymore, but he's already big enough. You know what I mean? He's essentially maxed at this point. But all these other characters, there's tons and tons of them here, right? And these are the characters I'm going to focus on. Now, bear in mind, I might farm up some Kree to get my Fury to 7, right? I might throw my Night Nurse in with my Shadowlands team later, just because she's already built. But I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I'm going to focus on my teams here, and I want to show these teams off how I did it. I went in here, and I actually made saved squads for war. Now, I'm going to use some of these in war, I guess, but it's not built for war. It's built off my favorite characters with my favorite teams. Obviously, I'd love to see a Coulson in here. I'd love to see Thor in here, but I had to make teams out of my favorite characters to be competitive in the game. Obviously, you still have to do certain things to follow the game's guidelines, but I should be able to use my favorite characters to do it. So, you know, me having to adjust teams or put characters on teams where they aren't going to be the best isn't the worst thing, as long as I get to build and enjoy those characters, right? And I built the teams the most efficient way I could, and this is the order I'm going to build them in. Wave 1, I'm going to go hard on them, get them up to like G14, G15 as soon as I can. Once that's done, I want to go down and I want to build Brotherhood. This is my second favorite team in the game. I would swap Toad with Sabretooth as my 5 favorite Brotherhood, but he's going to be on the Weapon X team. And as you can see, I had to bring in Silver Samurai. He's my least favorite. I unhearted him, but to build him, like I said with Night Nurse, it's going to complete the team. Omega Red's going to plug in. I put Psylocke here now because she's one of my favorite X-Men of all time, so she will move off onto another team once Omega Red comes. But I want to build this team, and like I said, Sabretooth would come up here. I'd put Wolverine on the X-Men team favorites of all time. But I can make this team out of my favorite characters and this team. Why not do it? You know what I mean? This team needs to be moved down a little bit here. Asgardians are way up there. These are, I do want to show this. 5 of my favorite characters right now. They're not meant to be on a team, right? And you can't use them in Doom War together because he's City Hero skill. She's Mutant. She can go with these other 3, I guess, for Mutant lanes in Doom. But he will not fit with them. He will have to go into a different team for Doom raids. But these are the teams I'm building mats and how I would probably use them in war. Or have them set up on like a war defense or something, you know what I mean? She can pull them all together. She's the only X Factor, I think, that I use. I don't use the other 3. So pull them all together. He just nukes them down. He's kicking him in the face. He needed a team to go on, so I threw him on there. Fury is one of my favorite. Cap Sam's amazing. I love Kestrel. She's designed by the game, and I love the game, so Kestrel's in there. And I really enjoyed Maria Hill in the movies with Nick Fury. Phenomenal actress, amazing character. I'm glad she got her due justice. I threw Taskmaster here because I need a 5th. I don't like Sif in this game. I do like Sif in the movies, but the character in the game just ain't doing it for me, essentially. Um, I guess that's a bad reason. I probably should put her in there, maybe. But these other 4 I love. And I really, Heimdall's probably my favorite out of all of them. Even over Thor. Heimdall, the guy that acted as him, is phenomenal with his eyes and that giant sword. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite characters in the game. Guardians. I love the Guardians, man. When I watch the movie, I laugh as much as I enjoy the action and the plot. The comedic aspect is phenomenal between Rocket, Drax, and then Groot's over here just, I am Groot, you know, and they're like, whoa, you know, it's just phenomenal. So I want to build that team, and I want to enjoy it, straight up. This is one of my favorite teams of all time since 6. And as you can see, I got Green Goblin in here. Electro I didn't even know of until this game. And I truly love the color green. Plus I love Electro in the Sin 6. And she's a great character. I have no reason not to use her. You know what I'm saying? I would love to build her. Shocker's probably my favorite, and Rhino, those were probably 2 of my favorite villains growing up from the Spider-Verse, where like Blob and Juggernaut and Magneto were my favorites from the X-Men universe, or you know what I mean. However that ties together, they seem like they're in different universes or realities. You know what I mean. But these were some of my favorite villains right here. These 2, and I like Green Goblin, but when he's on his glider and throwing the grenades, that's better. This guy looks like a gargoyle, a dinosaur, I guess. He could definitely use a skin in this game. If they were to do that, that'd be phenomenal. And he puts out tons of damage, so I figured why not. He was one of my harder characters, and I put him on the team. I did Heart Mysterio, but I found a better place to use him, and I believe Doc Ock will call Mysterio. I'm hoping. If not, whoever he calls with his summons will get. These 2 needed a home. They work well together. I put them here. I didn't feel Scarlet Spider, and I got my miles built up to like 135,000, right? But I don't know much about him, and he's not really my cup of tea. I love OG Spider-Man. I love Spider-Gwen, and the aesthetics of Spider-Punk embodies my spirit. So I went with these 3 for the synergy, and then I added these 2 because they needed home. They were my last 2 characters, essentially. Now, I love the X-Men. Magic, I don't know much about her. Her sword's awesome. I guess I could enjoy her. The other 4, she needs that new costume with the white wings, where she's like flying with the white hair. Not the Halle Berry look. The original from the 90s series would be phenomenal. Sorry about that. In my opinion, that would be great. But I put Magic in here just because it's going to make the team flawless. It'll shine better. I love Colossus, straight up. Quite wonderful. Shadowlands, as you can see, I don't really care for Night Nurse. She's already like 130k. I'm bringing in Kingpin. I like Kingpin. I'm going to use Kingpin. So I'm going to build him and put him in there. This is just like a second wave of Avengers, essentially, that I love, that couldn't go on the main team, essentially. So I put him in here. And I consider him an Avenger, a Wakandan, from the movies. He lived in Wakanda. He's got a vibranium arm now. I can see a costume and a rework, hopefully building up and helping his kit. Yes, he does just use guns, but he's like a superhuman. He has a serum as well as the metal arm. He's phenomenal. So anything Captain America can do, he should be able to do as well, and then something, you know what I mean? With cybernetic enhancements and such, in my opinion. I love these 2 characters, and they just fit good together, so I went there with that. And I'm going to kind of try to build them in this order as much as possible. Red Guardian and Yelena Belova from the movie, that's why I like those 2. They sold me, right? And these 3, Cable is one of my favorites, like Bishop. Those 2, I was huge on them when I was a kid, right? The eye, the gold power coming out of it, it's phenomenal. And I love Negasonic, more so in the game than in the movie. The movie, she's good, it's funny, but I actually really enjoyed her in the game. And X-23 I love from the movie Logan. So I threw them together. I had 2 Skeletor and 3 X-Force, so I figured why not? Or X-Factor, rather, I think is what it is. Yeah. My 4 Wakandans, and I put Captain Marvel because I needed a 5th. And I'm going to build them. Honestly, I'll probably build them before a few of these other teams. I love Ant-Man, the guy that acts as him. I also love Wasp. So I brought Stature in. She was not hard, but I had to bring her in because I needed one more character, right? Because I had Coulson, Misty Knight, and these 2. And I needed a 5th. Well, she's going to have synergy. She's going to provide taunt, control, slows, damage, right? I love the symbiotes. They're in a symbiote I don't like, and I'm hearing rumors about them bringing more. I would love to see that, right? Symbiotes are phenomenal, baby. But they're already built, so I don't have to worry about putting more into them anytime soon. Same with this team. I'm going to build these two up. I love Emma Frost and Cersei. Icarus I don't care for, but he's part of the team, right? So I had to put him in there. It's going to be powerful. I don't plan on putting any more investment into this team before I do the other 10 teams. So this could be a year or two from now before I ever invest in this team at all. Same here. I'm going to build up Heimdall, or not Heimdall, Yondu, and Ultimus for this team. Let's go ahead and swap that right now, because I'd build them first. I want to enjoy this Ultimus character here. I threw Frosty in here. I guess I could put him on that X-Men team up top. But Iceman just isn't my favorite in this game, or in the movies, pretty much. I actually took Pyro and unhearted him. So, the Fantastic Four, I did bring in Mr. Fantastic, right? And I unhearted Pyro, so that way I could plug him in. And it just makes the team mesh better. And this is the last team I'm going to invest in. But they have synergy, as you can see. Villain Tech, phenomenal synergy. 4s and 3s across the board. And the offense ups, and this guy really meshes well with them. And so does he. So, you know what I mean? He's going to get summoned by my Doc Ock, so I don't need to put him on the team. People say that you should start out with him, but you know what I mean? I'm going to do my own thing here. And I'm going to have fun. This team's going to be phenomenal. Now, he's going to summon 3 or 4 clones. He's going to summon 3. That's 7 plus 5, that's 12. It won't work. So I'm going to have to watch the skills and how I want to use it. Essentially, because I don't usually have more than 1 of his clones out until I do his ultimate. And when I do his ultimate and then I go to his basic and hit his basic twice and then his special to destroy everything, I just have to time things. And I think this team's going to work phenomenally. Massive amounts of damage, great in war. But it's going to be the last team I level. And this is kind of the teams I've rolled with and I built out of all my favorited characters. So my first focus, well, if I can scroll up here. Boom. Is the Avengers. I love them. That's why I'm playing the game. It's because of the Avengers, honestly. And then Brotherhood. These were 2 of my favorite villains from the X-Men world. Toad goes really well with Blob. And I like Toad, but I didn't like him in the movies. The one in the movies where he ate the bird kind of grossed me out a little bit. And he spit that green goo on people's face and stuff. Not digging it, right? But I do like Toad in this. And Mystique is one of my favorite all-time of X-Men characters. And she had synergy here, so I put her on the team. But yeah, if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, definitely put them down below. These are the teams I'm going to focus and or build and use in my experience in Marvel Strike Force. Now, Kate Bishop's coming. Apocalypse, the 4 Horsemen. I'm going to love them as well. And I'll see where they tie in, but this is my focus currently. Again, I would love to start spending again, but we'll see how things go and if they fix anything. If they don't, I'm just going to play it free to play and see how far we can get. See if we can be competitive and break the will that is Marvel Strike Force. I don't want to farm your characters that you're making me, and I don't want to invest into the characters you're making me. So let's see some fixes, some changes, baby. Whoop, whoop. Much love. Stay healthy. Enjoy your weekends out there. We'll see you on the next one.